Assalamualaikum and good day to all. How are you? I hope you're all fine. So today we are going to present to you our mini research on teachers' perception on implementing multiple intelligence for teaching English in Malaysia. But before that, let's watch a short video on a fish cannot climb a tree.
Albert Einstein once said, "Everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." And now we need people who think creatively, innovatively, critically, independently with the ability to connect. See, every scientist will tell you that no two brains are the same, and every parent with 2 or more children will confirm that claim. So please explain why you treat students like cookie cutter frames or snapback hats, giving them this one-size-fits-all crap.
Watch your language.
Sorry, Your Honor, but if a doctor prescribed the exact same medicine to all of his patients, the results will be tragic. So many people would get sick, yet when it comes to school, this is exactly what happens. This educational malpractice, where one teacher stands in front of 20 kids, each one having different strengths, different needs, different gifts, different dreams, and you teach the same thing the same way? That's horrific. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no single solution, but let's get moving, because while students may be 20% of our population, they are 100% of our future. So let's attend to their dreams, and there's no telling what we can achieve. This is a world in which I believe, a world where fish are no longer forced to climb trees. I'll rest my case.
Let's have a look at the table of content. The first one is the introduction. The second one is the literature review. The third one is the method of the study. The fourth one is the finding and discussion. And lastly is the conclusion. Let's have a look at the introduction first. The background of the study. Multiple intelligence theory believes that human intelligence cannot only be measured by standardized IQ tests, which only tests on literacy and numeracy. Multiple intelligence has been included in our educational system, which is in KBSR, KBSM, KSSR, and KSSM, KPN 2014. However, multiple intelligence theory is not widely practiced, and teachers are lacked of skill and guidance about this. So, let's go to the problem statement. Firstly, low or limited English proficiency among Malaysian students has been looked according to Fazlina 2022. Students' performance in PISA, which is an international exam or test, dropped from a score of 414 in 2009 to 398 in 2012, according to PISA ranking. Number 3. Multiple intelligence is not widely practiced or given attention by the teachers in Malaysia in the classroom, according to Senam 2015. And most teachers are still using their old teaching strategies and methods in their classroom, according to Saliman 2001. So there is a need to reassess, to revise the approach, and we have to identify the problems and use this multiple intelligence story to identify various intelligences to improve English learning among students. And then let's go to the research question. We have 2 research questions here. The first one is, what do the teachers think about using multiple intelligence theory in English classroom? Number 2, do the teachers in Malaysia know how to implement multiple intelligence in teaching English in Malaysia? And there are also 2 objectives of the study. The first one is to determine what teachers think about using multiple intelligence theory in English classroom. Number 2 is to know the proficiency, the knowledge of the teachers to implement this theory in teaching English in Malaysia. So let's go to the significances of study, the purpose, and why should we do the research. The first one is to know the teacher's perception on multiple intelligence theory in classroom. Number two is this research will help and give ideas to support the teachers in using the theory in classroom. Number three is to give new insights to policymakers, to the Ministry of Education, the public about the importance of this theory. And lastly, there is no published studies done regarding this, which is to get the teacher's perception whether they implement or whether they practice this multiple intelligence theory in their classroom for English classes.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Rafidah. I will continue with the literature review on this topic. In this part, we are going to discuss about the definition of multiple intelligence, the implementation of MI in Malaysia, the previous studies that relate, and MI from the Islamic perspectives. Now, let's start with the definition of intelligence. According to Gardner, intelligence is the ability to solve problems or to create products which are valued in one or more cultures. Intelligence is often defined as the ability to adapt to the environment or learn from experience. There are multiple types of human intelligence, each representing different ways of processing information. They are verbal linguistic, logical mathematical, visual spatial, musical, naturalistic, bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal, and intrapersonal. Understanding different teaching approaches from which we all can learn, as well as a toolbox with a variety of ways to present content to students, is valuable for increasing the accessibility of learning experiences for all students is supported by research. Specifically, MI providing students with multiple ways to access content improves learning, as mentioned by Hattie in 2011 in his article titled Visible Learning for Teachers, Maximizing Impact on Learning. According to Darling-Hammond, MI providing students with multiple ways to demonstrate knowledge and skills increases engagement and learning and provides teachers with more accurate understanding of students' knowledge and skills. Parameswari 2005 examined the process of implementing the multiple intelligence theory into classroom practice by the teachers who were involved in the project Aplikasi Teori Multiple Intelligences FATMI project. She observed 7 teachers from 3 elementary schools in Batang Berjuntai, Selangor. The teachers confided that before the FATMI project, they were basically using the chalk and talk method in their English lessons. However, after the exposure to the multiple intelligences theory, the teachers often implemented multiple intelligences instruction that included verbal linguistic, logical mathematical, visual spatial, bodily kinesthetic, and interpersonal strategies. The teachers were also able to recognize the strengths of the students in the class. They believed the students were all smart in their own ways. The findings showed that the multiple intelligences strategies enhanced the students' engagement in the classroom. The teachers were effective in engaging the students as the students found meaning and purpose in their work. Also, the students were actively involved as the teachers prepared interesting activities for the students to participate in. Muhammadi, Abidin and Ahmed 2012 done a study conducted in an urban secondary school in Perak, Malaysia. This study is about the relationship between students' strengths in multiple intelligences and achievement in learning English. Multiple intelligences proposed by Gardner look at the multiple cognitive capacities across human thinking. Findings from this study suggest that in a learning environment where multiple intelligences may not be actively used, There is a tendency to have a weak and negative correlation between multiple intelligences and English language achievement. And there are distinct differences in the relationship between the two streams of science and art regarding the subjects they take. Practical implications for these findings recommend that teachers ought to exploit multiple intelligences in the teaching and learning processes to provide opportunities for their students to enhance their multiple intelligences.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. I'm Cik Rafidah binti Cik Arul. We'll continue with literature review for previous study and multiple intelligence from the Islamic perspective. A study conducted by Putri and others on English teachers partly gave positive perception and even acknowledged their familiarity with the multiple intelligence theories. They argued that when identifying student intelligence will create active and easier learning, and students will be more interested in learning. Research by Farida and others on English teachers also gave the same perceptions of the implementation of multiple intelligence system in the classroom, a new paradigm to improve teaching quality, and teachers refused to teach conventionally because wanted to be fair to all students with different intelligence. This opinion is supported by Kyrie in applying multiple intelligence in learning activities is to see each child has different learning style. Teachers need to be good in exploring and understanding the various learning style possessed by students. For example, student-centered learning and applying the principle of play. Therefore, all students can learn and improve their learning achievement. However, some teachers from Putri and other study argue that certain students learn faster than others, regardless of the form of education used, and they think multiple intelligence is not suitable for language subject because they saw it as a gap between theory and practical. Syahya Qadi explored the linguistic and Islamic meaning of intelligence associated with akal. Akal means something that rules us during danger, foolishness, and stupidity. The meaning of intelligence in Islam is to act according to the command of Allah and live a life in obedience to Allah. Research exactly the words for intelligence are not found in the Quran. There is no clear definition of intelligence in the Quran. However, Hussaini and others state that the words widely used by the Al-Quran that equate with intelligence are al-akal, al-lub, al-basar, al-nuhar, al-fiqh, al-fiqh, al-nazar, al-tadabbur, al-zikr, and al-ilm. The words taqilun also widely used in the Quran, but it's referred to the verb. Multiple intelligence, according to the Islamic perspective, must be guided by the Al-Quran. The Al-Quran is a Muslim's guide that contains many hints about human beings and science, including multiple intelligence. Research conducted by Hafur and Masjudin and Shahyuddin found many signs of multiple intelligence are found in the Al-Quran. First of all, linguistic intelligence in Surah Al-Baqarah and Ar-Rahman, logical mathematical intelligence in Surah Al-Ankabut, visual spatial intelligence in Surah Hud and Ar-Ra'du, kinesthetic intelligence in Surah Al-Ma'idah, interpersonal intelligence in Surah Al-Hujurat and Al-Imran, intrapersonal intelligence in Surah Al-Dhariyat, natural intelligence in Surah Al-Baqarah and Al-Imran, existential intelligence in Surah Al-Dhariyat, verse 56. The greatest favor of humans that distinguish them from animals is ability to learn a language. Language is the most important way for humans to think, acquiring understanding and knowledge. Linguistic intelligence is manifested in words, both written and oral. Intelligent linguistic is the linguistic ability inherent in the prophet Adam as the first rational man. All of this story in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 31 to 33. Intelligent linguistic is the linguistic ability. People with this type of intelligence also have very high hearing skill, and they learn by listening. Aziz Abdullah compared the concept of multiple intelligence in the Islamic perspective and the West. The result found 14 multiple intelligence based on studies in the Al-Quran. According to Harvard Gartner, 9 bits of intelligence, similar to language intelligence, thinking intelligence, heart intelligence, life intelligence, social intelligence, body intelligence, painting intelligence, art intelligence, and natural exploration. Added 5 multiple intelligence in the perspective of the Quran, namely spiritual intelligence, entrepreneurial intelligence, leadership intelligence, moral intelligence, and performance intelligence.
Assalamualaikum. I will continue to research methodology. First, we're gonna discuss about research design, and then we're gonna take a look at sampling background, and then research instrument, and lastly, data collection and analysis. The design of this qualitative research is phenomenological design descriptive. The instrument used is structured interview. WhatsApp interview was used in this research. Thus, participants answer the question during their own free time and not restricted with specific time frame. And research instruments have been reviewed by the expert Dr. Siti Rafidah from IIUM. This is sampling background, which involves 3 teachers, and they are selected based on pervasive sampling technique. The respondents are English teachers, teach in primary school in Malaysia, and have 1 to 10 years of experience in teaching English. These are the respondents that voluntarily agreed to participate in this study: Huzaimah, Ainul, and Hanin. The next slide will be discussed about research instrument. The instrument contains 4 close-ended questions and 7 open-ended questions. The interview questions includes question number 1, are you familiar with multiple intelligence? Number 2, what do you understand about multiple intelligence or the definition? Number 3, do you apply multiple intelligence in teaching or preparing materials? Number 4, what is your opinion on identifying each student's level or types of intelligence? Number 5, what is your opinion on application of multiple intelligence in classroom? Number 6, should multiple intelligence theory be implemented in Malaysia? Number 7, can you please give reason or why it is important? Number 8, it is suitable for English language lesson? Number 9, what is the relationship of multiple intelligence and language learning? Number 10, how to stimulate students in learning English language? And lastly, what's your hope for the future? Next, we go to data collection and analysis. Step 1, interview questions checked by an expert, and the researcher gets consent from the participants. Step 2, interview question were asked via WhatsApp. Step 3, teams and ideas were identified and categorized. Number 4 and last, the answer was summarized and interpreted.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mahani. So today I'm going to present you about the finding and discussion that we have got from analyzing the interview that we have conducted with our participant. So we move on to our first finding. So we could conclude that most of the teachers have shown most of their familiarity with the multiple intelligence which have been conducted in the classroom. At the same time, the teacher also agreed that students could develop multiple intelligence, which means that the student could develop multiple skill, multiple talent in the same time. Besides, our participant also emphasized that the important for every teacher to give attention to this different type of intelligence possessed by the student. In the same time, our participant also highlight that it's very important for every teacher to have the effort to recognize the student multiple intelligence in order to enhance the student interest to that particular subject, and in the same time, the teacher will have more benefits such as they could have the chances to plan more interactive and interesting lessons in the classroom. In the same time, on the other side, the teacher also agreed that applying multiple intelligence in the classroom require additional resources, time and efforts. We move on. From the interview, we also find out that the teacher also highlight the lack of teacher training and poor time management could lead to disorganized teaching and learning in the classroom. In this case, the participant highlight that most of the teachers have not received enough training or enough information about how they could implement the multiple intelligence in the classroom basically. So, if they don't have the enough training and information, what happens is that they could not create a very impactful, very meaningful teaching and learning in the classroom. Besides that, the participant also agree that multiple intelligence has been very useful in teaching in this subject to the student, especially to those learners which have the kinesthetic and visual intelligence. In the same time, our participant also accentuate that the teaching English require different type of intelligence, especially verbal intelligence, linguistic intelligence, and visual spatial intelligence. In the future, our participant could say that they hope that multiple intelligence can be implemented widely in this platform, especially in the classroom. And along with that, in order for the teacher to implement the multiple intelligence widely in the classroom, a few things need to be revised, such as the syllabus and such as the instruction given from the teacher to the learner. This is because that because we want to make the syllabus making more relevant to the learner along with the implementation of the multiple intelligence. Teacher hopes that multiple intelligence change the perception of the learner towards English subject, because this is because most of the students have they have a kind of perception, they have the kind of belief that learning English can be very difficult. So we hope that, so the participant hopes that by implementing the multiple intelligence in the classroom platform, somehow it will change the student perception toward the English subject, and they will believe that English subject is a fun and easy subject to be understood and learned as well. Okay, we move on to our first discussion. Based from analyzing of our interview from the participants, so we could say that children could possibly possess many intelligent skill and talent. However, the sum of their potential is resulted from interaction between each intelligence with another intelligence. This means that every intelligence actually collaborate with another intelligence, and none of the intelligence exists as their own. The second discussion, we could say that the learning English or language subject require more than linguistic intelligence, especially they also require musical, visual spatial intelligence. This is because While learning the English subject, there are a few things that have to do. There are a lot of tasks they have to execute, such as the vocabulary, giving up the non-verbal reasoning, and they have to execute as well a few short-term memory tasks. We move on to our third discussion. Multiple intelligence has long-lasting implication on teaching learning process, especially on the aspect of student academic, social development of their learners. Thus, multiple intelligence basically helps the student to engage better in the classroom. Somehow, the multiple intelligence also improve the relationship between the student and the learners. And we move on to our fourth discussion. In order for the implementation for the multiple intelligence to be implemented in the teaching and learning process in the future, we hope that the multiple intelligence based curriculum and instruction can be designed or can be created in order to create equal opportunity, equal chances for every student to learn and shine, especially to those which have the physical disability. Okay, this is what I want to share with you guys. I think this will be a good example of multiple intelligence curriculum which has been implemented in the MRSAM, Maktab Rendah Sains Mara. This is known as the annual competition conducted among the Form 4 students, and it is named as the UNGA. UNGA come from the words General Assembly of United Nations. During this activity and during this competition, the students are required to represent the multicultural from various countries, such as dancers. They have to dance, they have to wear the costume of different country, they have to prepare the local food for that particular country, and they have to somehow learn about the language of that country they have selected. And I think this would be a good example for multiple intelligence curriculum because it helps the student to develop their intelligence in different fields. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, we meet again. We are now in the last part, which is the conclusion. In this part, I'm going to talk about the limitation and suggestion that could be done, the reflection and the conclusion of this study. Although previous research investigations provide some insight into the relationship between multiple intelligence-based English language and increased student achievement, there is a need for continued research and application of multiple intelligence. Additionally, there is limited research on MI-based English language and student achievement. Teachers also highlight the lack of teachers' training and poor time management could lead to disorganized teaching and learning in the classroom. That is why further studies and treatments should be conducted to expose the benefits of MI-based English education. Educational institutions and teachers' preparation courses should offer professional development courses addressing the positive implications between MI-based English language and student achievement and how it can be integrated in education. Overall, MI-based teaching yields positive implications for student achievement, including increased performance on standardized tests and increased intrinsic motivation, engagement, and confidence. MI is also a powerful pedagogical organizer that helps structure learning according to the needs of students. Educators on a global level should be exposed to literature documenting the incredible effects of MI and inspired to utilize this innovative instruction in their classrooms. Furthermore, teachers should be educated in ways to infuse their curriculum with a multiple intelligence framework to help create more authentic, engaging learning experiences for students. As educators, we must honor student differences and acknowledge a variety in excellence. I believe MI provides a powerful framework in helping educators create authentic and innovative learning experiences. MI provides a scope to validate and monopolize on the strengths of each individual student. Although MI is not a step-by-step recipe for success, it provides a powerful and pragmatic structure for designing curriculum. Furthermore, MI enables educators to address the needs of each student on an individual basis and make content and curriculum exciting and accessible to every learner. As our students continue to change and diversify, we must persevere and continue to find new ways to engage and support a variety of learners. As a conclusion, knowledge and the practical application of learning are much more valuable than fact recall and knowing a lot of information. MI-based English language engages students deeply in their education and increases student achievement because learning is embedded in innovative, practical, flexible experiences that connect to the real world. MI helps students gain a three-dimensional understanding and familiarity with content that helps them apply their learning in a variety of contexts and situations. The literature reveals a relationship between MI-based English language and increased student achievement in core curriculum, including an increase in standardized test scores and increased student participation and engagement. MI-based English language helps students build fundamental understanding of language concepts. It also helps educators build fundamental understanding of language concepts to every learner and enables students to make connections, build their own theories, and explore content in a variety of ways, rather than just follow directions and memorize an existing body of information. This approach is particularly well suited to meet the needs of all learners. Most importantly, MI helps educators move beyond a superficial teaching of English language concepts and helps design academic instruction so that each student can master language standards and obtain knowledge. The literature also reveals MI is a useful philosophy and practical framework for structuring English language and learning experiences according to each student's needs. Educators worldwide have experienced unmeasured success by infusing their pedagogy with MI. As world populations continue to diversify, MI provides a framework that helps educators offer ways to expand opportunities for students to successfully participate in learning. As educators, our duty is to cultivate differences and variety in learning to create a more diverse world. Well, that's all from us. Hope you will like our sharing and thank you for watching. Bye.